Hello, this is the workout, the upper body 2 workout for Saturday, October 10th, 2020. And it is cycle 3, part 3, the first half of part 3. So, and this is just the Monday, Wednesday, Friday workout, but pushed it a day, and it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Upper body 1, lower body, then today, upper body 2. Public service announcement. Please do not waste your time watching this video unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video. So there's that. So, yeah, it's pretty simple today. It's just going to be, let's see here, inclined bench, and then chest machine, latissimus dorsi push downs. So it's a standing exercise on the pull down machine type thing. Then hammer curls, and then the last exercise is bent over flies. Now Thursday, there was a thing that I was doing. I think I just did too much weight or something with the Romanian deadlifts, and I've been walking kind of funny for the last 2 days. A little bit of a small back, lower back type situation. I thought I could lift a lot more weight than that. I think what happened is there was one repetition where I stretched out just a little bit and put the dumbbells on the floor, and I think that lack of tension, that release of tension, then lifting it up from the floor caused maybe a muscle spasm or something. Feeling it in my right back side, right above my butt, on the right side. And then if it goes to the right, it's always going to affect the left. Not always, but it seems like that's the pattern. So I'm moving kind of funny, but I'm getting the workout done. And these pants just, maybe they're stretched out or something. They just keep wanting to fall down. You gotta take care of that too. All right, so did a little bit of a stretch out onto incline bench. Should be for a set of 6. That was a cool sound. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna throw these up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought this was a heavy weight, but it's not too bad. 5. Definitely getting results, I think. Hopefully. 6. Oh man, feeling a little tingly. Took some pre-workout type stuff, and made the mistake of reading the bottle before I even took the first dose. And this has been like the second time I've been working out with it, and a little tingly. That's just, don't feel good, don't feel bad. The tingly would be kind of annoying. All right. Oh man. I wonder if I can do a set of 8 like this. Yeah, that was a set of 6 there. I'll see if I can do a set of 8. Was gonna lower the weight, but that was a little easier than I thought it should be. So let's push that comfort zone a little bit. And even if it turns out not to be 8, I'm still doing some work, doing the good work. Oh man. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, did I say? 8? Yeah, I said 8, didn't I? 7, 8. But I'm gonna do that one better. Ooh, 9. Okay, maybe there's something to that pre-workout stuff. It's listed as Dumbo's Magic Feather. No. Wow. All right. Feeling it, but feeling good too. A little bit of cognitive dissonance. I don't want to push things too far, but when the opportunity presents itself, I will. If I'm feeling good, I'm gonna find a little bit of my edges. That whole very playful thing about being comfortable with discomfort. Also, I know that chest exercises are not gonna destroy me. Like certain stomach exercises and definitely lower back exercises and hamstring and stuff, as evidenced by how I've been walking the last 2 days, really can affect a lot of things. Chain reaction. All right, time to get up and lower the weight. I'm gonna lower it to, where it should have been. I was gonna lower twice, so I'm gonna lower it to that third level that I already kind of pre-wrote. But it was good to meet the challenge and exceed it. A lot of the pattern that's been going on, I get a challenge and I don't really succeed. But every now and then I do. So even if it's something as simple as working out, nice little challenge and then success. All these other things I'm going to be doing is just going to be 2 sets. This just happens to be the first exercise. It gets a little special attention, and it's 3 sets. Yeah, good. Things are in frame. It's recording. Okay. Kind of abandoning the breathing exercises for the most part in the workout because I'm using dialogue as its own breathing exercise. It's kind of fun. I've been playing around with going intuitive on some certain things, opening up my intuition, my natural subconscious possibly. I'm not exactly sure, but letting that play around with things. So instead of consciously trying to control all aspects of my breath, I will control one aspect of my breath and let the other aspects kind of go to the whatever feels good, whatever feels natural. Let's say I want to hold empty for 10 seconds or something. So I hold empty for 10 seconds and then I breathe in, however long that takes. I'm not timing the breathe in. I'm not timing the holding full, and I'm not timing the exhale. Just only one of those 4 things is being timed. That's kind of fun to play around with. And it lets everything else kind of fall into place. There's some obvious natural knowledge, natural inclinations that the body has the wisdom to do, because of genetics and stuff. But even that's not perfect, so always listening to your body. Sometimes, I know my body lies to me. There's been times where my body's been on a 10-minute delay as far as eating. I'm like, I'm not full. And for whatever reason, I stop eating. I'm like, I'm not full. And then 10 minutes later, without eating anything, I'm magically full. It's like, I forgot about the 10-minute delay. Or actually, that's probably why I stopped eating 10 minutes before I got full. Whatever it is. Anyhow, let's go ahead and finish this last set. Gonna do 10. Probably gonna do a little bit more than 10, just because. Let's see how. Just a tiny bit more, maybe 11 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, kind of doing these by the numbers. 6. Really trying to pay attention to that little squeeze there. 7. Heard that's good stuff. 8. Get a little wider in there. Open up the muscles in the body. 9. 10. Feeling now. 11. Oh wow, I got to the 11. Let's do it. Oh, it's getting close. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it right there. Felt almost something like Something almost felt like it wanted to spasm or something. I don't need to be dropping a dumbbell on my face. Maybe it'll give me just the right amount of character, but no, I don't want that. I don't need any more character in my face. Alright, so next thing's going to be the chest machine, which is just using the machine to basically do the same similar exercise and harmonic exercise to a flat bench. I just don't like laying down on the flat bench. I don't know why. Probably should get back into that, but I don't know. I can live with the chest machine, and it seems like the chest machine I get to push back a little bit further, get a fuller range of motion. So that feels nice. All right, let's get that done. Oh, I should write down some of the changes. We stayed with the original weight. Went ahead and did 6, then I did 9, then I did 13. Cool. Happy days. Got my water. Been using the same water bottle for like a month or two. Maybe that was just my breath or something. Thought something stunk in the bottle, but nope. It was just whatever it was. Didn't smell anything on the double check. Who knows? I'm not gonna be too concerned about it. Oh man, it's not like that. Been refilling it, you know, reloading the water. Good conversation amongst myself. And that's the beautiful thing about life. Every now and then I have a good conversation with other people too. It's not just the madman talking to himself or whatever. And yeah, I realize this could be thought of as slightly insane, but I don't know, there's power in subjective reality, I think. And, well, maybe not power is the right word. Enjoyment, certainly. Not necessarily power, probably less power into it. But who knows? Wow, that's okay. That was more than I expected. Let's see if I can do at least 6 of these. Get myself real tensed up for this. We can do this, come on. There we go, now we're on the roll. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for 8, 6, 7, 8. Damn. Alright, I'm going to drop that down by not just 1 plate, but 2 plates. Them's good times. Remember that time? It was plenty dark out, and you decided to do a workout because you didn't really make that decision that day. It wasn't spontaneous, it was pre-written. Part of your habits, part of checking that boxes to be the eminent human being that I want to be. I don't know if that's the right phrasing. Just being a good guy, you know. A good person, looking at myself in the mirror and being like, yeah, there's somebody who's walking his talk. Who's trying to become a better person, who is all sorts of good stuff. But that all being said, oh, yeah, still walking kind of funny. Not as bad as before, but still hilarity. It's getting better. I can feel it getting better. It's not so tight. All right, so turn that down a bit, and do another set. This will be a set of 10. A set of 10. Hopefully this will be a little bit better out of the gate. Although I didn't mind that little, like, wow, gotta apply myself more type thing. Just, you know, re-grip and give it another shot. And it worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I kind of love the fact that, like, I start out all squirrely and I realize I'm getting all squirrely with my neck and head moving around, and just tighten up and get back to focusing. It's good days, good times. I'm having fun having this great conversation with you. Thank you for being aboard. If I'm talking to future me, or maybe somebody else that's not future me, who knows? Although if it's somebody else that's not me, you have been warned. You know. Okay. All right. This is gonna be weird. All right, I gotta lean back to begin it, and then I gotta move forward when it's to get this to not click out at the top. So we'll see if that I can do that without using too much momentum. And I don't know if I know I've done a lot less weight than this. I don't know if I've done this weight before. A little bit of an arm bend. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, the good news is the lower back might have been tweaked last week, but the upper back's doing just okay. I'm doing just fine. I'm going to lower that by a bunch, though. Man. Whew. Do another set. We'll go for a set of 10. It's feeling pretty good. Yeah, definitely feeling that. Did use a little bit of momentum with that. Try to subtract some of the momentum from here if possible. Get my feet. Part of it is getting my feet in a good spot too, strangely enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, there we go. Wasn't sure I'd get there. I did hedge the bet. I did lower it more than I originally thought I was going to. So this workout's been interesting. In some ways, I did a little bit more than I thought I was going to. And in some ways, I did a little bit less. And I am just fine with that. Constantly redialing in myself. I'm not very good at finding my specific optimum workout. But that's okay. Getting better with that. It's a process. It'll take a lifetime. Hopefully I'm figuring out ways to enjoy it. Oh man. All right. So the next one is it incline or is it hammer curls? I think it's hammer curls. It was either incline curls or hammer curls. This is hammer curls. Okay. But let's write down what happened there. So did lower the weight, did that set of 10, and then set of 8, then lat pull downs, lowered it significantly, but still did the 8 and 10, I believe. All right, so we got our hammer curls, and we're all set up for hammer curls. We're good. Last thing after that, we're almost done. Feeling good blood flow. Gonna lift to my heart's content. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Well, I guess I'll talk about this when I'm stretching. But yeah, creatine. I went to go buy creatine. They didn't have the stuff that I normally like, so I had to buy something a little bit more expensive, the pre-workout thing. And I'm not using it on days I really don't do a major workout of some sort, or I guess a videotaped workout. I know some people are probably thinking, that's not a major workout, you just basically talk a lot and kind of throw in a few sets. True, but I consider this a workout. I'm trying to have fun with it, so there we go. There's my excuses built into it. 2, going for a set of 8. 3, nice, good smooth hammer curls, a little bit of momentum. Like the shooting it from the side angle makes me conscious of the momentum. I think that's 4 or 5. Call it 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. Here we come with 8. 8's coming up. Oh, dude, we got it. We got it. We got it. All right. Would it be weird if I said good job? Yeah, that'd be a bit weird. I'm gonna do it anyway. Good job. Felt like that was a good job right there. Even if it's saying it to myself. If someone else did that and feeling the way I'm feeling right now, I'm not feeling terrible. I'm just, let's see. Well, it's a little bit of a fast time as far as not eating fast. I'm trying to figure out how many hours it's been since I've eaten. It's definitely been over 24. Almost 28. 28 hours since I've eaten. So not a huge fast, but still, this is a lifetime thing, so, you know. All right, we're set up with the 30s, or whatever weight I'm using. That's the thing with the reverse pyramid. You start out a bit higher and you go lower, but you do a little bit more reps. It's weird. It's kind of a little bit of a mind trick. I'm trying to use that phrase. Mind trick. But first, kind of feeling it. It doesn't seem like I've done much, but certainly feeling it. So, welcome to the breather. I'm going to do a set of 7 breathing exercises, counting on my fingers. Actually, I'm just going to count on one finger. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, tip of finger, first knuckle, second knuckle, base of finger. That's up to 4. And then back at the second knuckle, that's 5. First knuckle, which is the closest one to the fingertip, that's 6. And then the fingertip itself, that's 7. So we're going to use that count method. Sometimes I like that almost kinesthetic type counting. I like to experiment with, being very visual about something sometimes, being very auditory about something sometimes, and also being kinesthetic with certain things. And one of the simplest things I can be visual, auditory, and kinesthetic with is counting. So obviously you can have a voice in your head. You can hear yourself say 1, 2, 3, 4. Another way is visualize. Some people use like a clock, change of times. I actually use just like a happy little alien type thing that's really just excited to see me, and this alien's holding cue cards with 1, 2, 3, and not saying anything. It's trying to be super silent. And that's part of the visualization. So I'm really visualizing the numbers, and that scenario of that alien that's happy to see me would love to be laughing out loud, but for whatever reason has to be silent. And maybe the reason that the alien needs to be silent is it's shooting a video, and it's being a very proper cue card holder, and the cue cards are just the numbers. So that's kind of fun. All right, we're going to do that breathing exercise. Going to use both fingers, but both fingers are going to basically be on the same count. So here's something that kind of came to me while doing that breathing exercise. Using the finger counting method, I can focus deeper on the breathing because it doesn't take as much mental space to have it, because it's just set it, the count, and it's there. I could forget about the count, and then it's already physically there. So it's using the body to outsource the mind. So there's less brain power involved. So my mind can go wherever it kind of wants to go. And then I know I'll have an accurate count because my body's following through, but also having the rhythm kind of set up. The rhythm specifically in this instance was I would move the finger or move the thumb to the next position on the hold empty phase. Right in the beginning of the hold empty phase of that breath cycle, I think I started out, not sure, but I think I started out with just a breathing in on this whole cycle. So it's almost like at the end of the cycle, but I'm not thinking about beginnings and endings here. What I'm thinking about is just a regularity of spots. So even if you're just like a signal within the song, you know it might not be at the end of the sequence, but it's just like, okay, I know that's the middle of the sequence, that's the main signaling I get for whatever song I'm playing. You know, it's like sometimes I'll be signaling myself just on the beginning of a sequence or at the end of a sequence, and sometimes in rare occasion that middle part is really the orienting factor, the true north of where I'm going with this thing or whatever. So the true north, or the where you're going, is to get an accurate count on your breath if you so desire. Was I doing any other counting? My mind was freed up enough to be able to do, let's say, 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out, 10-second hold on the empty, and 10-second hold on the full. But no, wasn't really doing anything like that. Just really focus on using my nose. And using my nose makes my breathing go a little bit slower, but also being very grateful that my nose was not stuffed up. So it's just like being very thankful of a smooth breath, not getting all gunked up. So that's a nice thing. Okay. I believe we were at the second set of hammer curls, and then we're going to end this thing out with some reverse flies. And I like to sit down and do the reverse flies. I got my happy little chair, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. But especially today, because I am not putting any extra tension on my lower back. But if I was doing, sometimes if I want to maximize, I might, maybe not, try, reverse dumbbell with, just kind of in this seated position like this. But I'd rather just focus on my back, the upper back part of it. And definitely today, I'm not gonna, kick my lower back when my lower back is down. Good news is I can still throw a workout, and this felt like a real workout to me. I don't think I was really compromising the workout too much. I was just walking a little slower, getting a little bit more centered in my gravity. This is going to be a set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A little sloppy on that one. 10. All right. Not bad. I think that felt like progression, but it didn't feel like that. It felt a little tough, but not too tough. So that's where that was at. All right, so let's, that's gonna be a good angle. I wanna be able to see how far my elbows go back. So hopefully, did I just nudge the tripod? Yeah, I did. But that's okay, it's not too far out of frame. Watch my feet as I walk past the tripod. All right, so what I'm doing here, pull that forward a little bit. I'm gonna test to see how far my elbows go back. I am first we'll just try a test one with the weight. See how far the elbows go back. That's just a test. Get the same position. That's how far the elbows go back without weight. Hopefully they're relatively in the same spot. This will be a nice thing for me to check. Make sure I'm getting that full extension. And that's another thing with the stabilizing factor of the chair there. I really can, get more focus on the back. And I'm not getting any, I'm missing out on the benefit of, splash damage to the rest of my body, but that's okay. I really kind of want to just focus on this for right now. eventually, like I said, I'll play around with random sets of, especially if I'm on the go. Yeah, I just want to do something before I head out the door. I'm not going to break out the chair. And like when I was doing military press, usually do it in chair, but I started doing a lot more standing when I was doing that adventure week, where I was doing how many military presses or shoulder presses can I do, or Arnold presses can I do in a week. That was a fun phase. It almost seems like it was 2 weeks ago, because it was. All right. It's like, it seems exactly like 2 weeks ago. And it was. Go figure. All right, set of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of momentum there. 12. There's 12. 13, 14, 15. Throwing it maybe a little fast. Don't know why. Maybe I'm hyped up. That's the end of the workout. Put this one in the bag. There, it's metaphorical. There is no bag. Anyway. Now it's going to be 4 sets of 5. Go ahead and just knock those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on now. Last set of 5. No bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No bonus, but I feel like going a little bit beyond my comfort zone and some of the stuff, going a little bit beyond my goals in some of the exercises was the bonus. But yeah, no bonus sets of anything. No weird random thing that I'm going to try out. Eventually, I have this hankering. Saw this guy on video that was doing all these zero gravity type push-ups. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously on the planet, but he's doing these push-ups that the only thing connecting to the ground is his hands. He's pushing himself up off the ground in some really cool positions. I was like, wow, that seems pretty cool. Seems like something worth trying. So I am trying via the Wim Hof thing. What Wim Hof talks about is the shelf. And I tried one of those the other day. And it was the first time I didn't have my legs kind of spazzing out, trying to seek balance. So strangely enough, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it. I know it's going to vacillate back and forth, but I'm okay with the pendulum, the bizarre building pendulum towards stuff. All right, so now it's stretches and talking, and we'll talk about the pendulum of improvement. The roller coaster of improvement, if you will. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Really get that lower back feeling good. Gonna just first do the relaxing hula hoop thing. That's it, just a little bit of hula hoops, slow hula hoops. Feel it. Yeah, I feel it kind of pop there a little bit, but it's nice, it's slow, it's gentle. Anyway, so the pendulum. Let's say you're trying to read 100 words per minute. I think the average adult is somewhere in the 200 to 240 range. We'll say 220. But let's say you're like me, whose physical reading is kind of slow, and I had to I didn't have to, but I had some physical reading I did today, and I realized just how slow I was at it. But that's okay, I'm not really too worried about it. I got ways around that. I can take a picture of it and have my phone or computer read it out loud to me. We're gonna reverse that. Oh, anyhow. So, let's say you're somebody who's trying to read faster. And what happens, at least in me, and I think this happens in a lot of people, and that's where you get disheartened. Because you're measuring your reading speed. And you're at, let's say 80 words per minute. And then you do the exercises, and within 2 weeks, you get up to 85 words per minute. But then, it doesn't quite crystallizes, or it crystallizes in a weird way, and you're thinking about the technique or whatever. But for whatever reason, it goes back down to 75. And you were all jazzed to start this thing up, you were all excited. And within the first week, the first time you measured it, you were at 80. And then you went up to 90, or you went up to 85, and then you go back down to 75. And then you go back down to 70. Then you keep going down, and then it comes back up to 80. You're like, okay, cool. And then 2 weeks after that, 85. Then it's like 87. And then it bounces to 77. And it's like this pendulum, but it's keeping going. Let's say you want to go in that direction, or let's say it's a typical graph. You want to kind of keep going. That's kind of fun. I think that's part of working there, or losing weight, or how much you can lift, or whatever it is, whatever metrics you're measuring. I think just by virtue of being human, by curse of being human, whichever way you want to look at it, I think it's that pendulum of progress. It's going to go back and forth, but in general, over the long term, with if you have a degree of consistency, it's going to generally go up. That's what I like to believe. Here's the part where I'm doing the bending that's kind of hurting. I'm going to bend my knees too. I'm going to take my weight off my back a little bit by putting a little bit of weight in my hands on my knees, and then I'm going to gradually go down my shins, touch my toes, take the weight off my back by touching the floor, and gradually straighten those knees and bend those knees. That's going to be my bending pressure right there, that knee thing. Anyhow, so the pendulum swings back and forth, but in general situation, the numbers are going in the general direction you want. But when you see the numbers go down, that could be disheartening. So it's like you gotta stick with it for a little while. And I realize that. I have just been I've been known to radically change my workout programs, or anything I'm trying to really incorporate. If I'm not getting the results I want, I just immediately go for the change without letting things settle in, without really giving it a true, what I consider a viable testing phase. So that's part of the life of being a human being, is realizing my foibles and building towards those foibles. And this feels just like a stretch for whatever reason. Right now it's feeling like a good stretch, so also going to try to do that a little bit. Oh, that's good. Anyhow, so long story short, I just thought about something that this applies to, and that is my workout method. The whole cycle thing, and the cycles mean 7 weeks, which is interesting. But the whole reasoning behind that, it's like I'm not just working out my body, but I'm working out my habits, the habit of consistency, the habit of accountability, the habit of variety, the habit of structure. It's like I'm trying to put all these things in, but I'm not all in on any one of these things. If I don't do it accountable, and this is a level of accountability, and writing down is a level of accountability, but if I miss writing down a workout, I still do the workout, and I'll look at the positive for that. If I don't videotape it, hey, that's okay too. I don't have to, but it just adds these levels to it. core principles is, did I feel like I worked out a little bit, at least a little bit? And that is an easy hurdle to jump over to consider something a win. I love easy wins. I love easy wins with bonuses. But yeah, it feels like a win, and consistently winning on that basis is just like, hey, did I feel like I worked out? Did I show up? And did I do at least the bare minimum? And have the bare minimum be something that's easy and approachable. Example, my breathing exercises. I like doing. I convinced myself to like breathing exercises. I don't get near the effects that other people get from breathing exercises, but that's okay. I'm amazed at the effects that some other people get, and I don't understand why they're not doing it 24/7. But hey, you know, that's neither here nor there. What is going on is manageable goals, really simple stuff, like did a breathing exercise within the workout today. Only did 7 breaths. Not every single breathing exercise needs to be a minimum of 3 sets of 30 or something like that. You know, it's getting comfortable with it. And also I do that with things like I got my chin-up bars, and even though like part of one of my adventure weeks was like, hey, let's get more comfortable with chin-ups. I now just naturally do at least one chin-up. I used to always have a number in mind, and usually that number was too high, and I would do a chin-up and I wouldn't get to that number. I tried to do a few and I wouldn't get to the number I wanted, and I'd be like, darn. And so that chin-up bar became an exercise and just like not living up to what I think I should be. Switch that around, make that hurdle really low. I just gotta give it a good shot, and I wanna see what my body wants to give me. I'm gonna listen to it and say, all I'm asking for is one smooth chin-up. Smooth motion. It doesn't have to be super slow, but it has to be minimizing the momentum that is taken away from the muscle action. Really, really controlled. Could stop at any point if I wanted to. And just being very picture perfect smooth. It just feels smooth, not hitching, not getting caught up in any area. The breath being smooth. Everything about it is just trying to be non-jarring and gentle to my body, and my body being gentle to me. And then just asking is like, hey, how many do you feel like doing? We don't have a set number. We'll just go until you feel it. And as soon as you feel bad, hey, we can stop at the moment of discomfort, even the barely moment. We'll just know it's there, and we'll know that's not your edge for a lifetime. That's just what your edge for right now, the edge of your ability right now. And not even, it's not even ability, because I think ability goes a little bit further, but there's like mild discomfort. And turning just the one chin up, instead of having the mental baggage of failure, turning it into like, hey, it's a win every single time. It's something good. It's something additive that's becoming part of my character that I want to be part of my character. And sometimes that means, hey, I'm only doing a handful of chin-ups a day. I don't want to be one of those people that like, I have to do 100 chin-ups a day. I mean, would I like to be that person, just that ability-wise? Yes. Do I want to be, as far as like nagging myself? I already nag myself about enough stuff. I need to kind of turn that lever down, because as much as I nag myself, that trickles out and nags other people. And I'm thinking about a few specific friends that call me up, and they really just want somebody to listen to them, as opposed to somebody who's very solution oriented. And it's just like, okay, we've got the bare bones of the problem here. Here's 3 or 4 different solutions. So anyway, a little bit more stretch time, and thinking about these things, playing around with these ideas, playing around with these concepts. Man, being of use to humanity, and hopefully soon. Here is something possibly embarrassing. I'm just gonna put it out there. The Tabata things. I'm writing Tabata songs, in the process of writing the 3rd one still. But like my Tabata sessions, I don't think I'm living up to like the really the working hard aspect of it. But I'm gonna lower the bar on that as well. My Tabata sessions are just gonna be, I'm gonna feel it, and then I'm gonna enjoy that break, and I'm gonna enjoy the motion. So I'm going to go as fast as feels enjoyable. And this is more enjoyable, gentle Tabata. Something that you can consistently do for a lifetime with this music. And the cool thing about that is I've convinced myself, actually I've had this idea with so many different products and so many different ideas, I won't go into it, but this is, I think, something that really lends itself to this. What I'm going to do, and hopefully I don't go back on this and somebody convinces me it's a dumb idea, but I think I'm pretty dead set on this. Release it out into the world, totally 100% for free all time, under one caveat. Release it out to the world and have maybe a Patreon page or something like that where somebody can donate money to me under one specific guideline. And the guideline is, hey, if this music, this Tabata stuff, these songs have helped you get Tabata done, and that Tabata has been part of you becoming your weight loss journey, your strengthening journey, your getting healthy journey. It's helped you become closer to the person you want to become. It's helped you on that journey. It's been a good part of your life. Hey, throw me a couple bucks. That would be really, really cool, because I would actually be able to see I'm doing some good for the world, and it's, measured in dollars. That is great. And hey, if it's useless to the world, then I get nothing for it. And with the Tabata songs, I'm actually fine with that. So, want to put that out there. I want that to really resonate. And I think, recently I was talking to somebody, and she possibly spent, I don't know if she did, but she was talking about a program to make her business better. And some of these people that run these programs charge thousands of dollars. And they set up a whole system and all this kind of stuff. And it's really okay, so let's say somebody creates a system. And they really believe it viably works. But whether it viably helps the other person or not, they're still getting paid. So let's say there's people out there that might create systems that are not very good. Just very flashy, really good at manipulating other people, but don't really care about intrinsically don't care about if the other person gets better with it or not. They use excuses like, well, they're putting their money into it, so they better do good with it, because having, I could sell this thing for $200, but I'm selling it at, $12,000 because only people that are going to pay $12,000 really know the value of it and are really going to work the system, or whatever it is. And that could be, my excuse meter, my justification meter kind of goes, I don't know about that. You could be just building in, you might truly believe it, you might truly have convinced yourself of that, but maybe it's in the realm of excuses and justification, possibly. I don't know. And I think there are certain programs that probably do fall into that. I'm not an expert on these different programs. I've never paid, besides college, over $1,000 for a class or anything like that. But this idea, this concept of it really just eliminates poor programs, programs that really don't get the desired results. It weeds out the flash. It weeds out the stuff that's just not really making a good life better for most people, and just somebody who's robbing, yes, taking from people without really providing. Because if I'm writing a system, and if it's totally different if my life depends upon it, but if my life and livelihood, and let's say I had a family, I don't have a family, so I don't have that pressure. So it's kind of like a weird thing. It's like, are family men that much more closer to having a built-in excuse for being shysters or whatever, rip-off artists, as opposed to somebody like me who has no family, or no family I'm taking care of, that kind of thing. I do have family, obviously, but not, family I'm not a dad, let's put it that way. I'm not a dad, not a husband. That kind of thing. Providing for in essence, that kind of family union. Anyhow, So back to like the whole intrinsic matter of like knowing everything. Let's say I run the program two different ways. I make a program, and now I'm not talking about Tabata, but just the concept. I create something like your life will be better by A, B, and C, and I create this ABC program. 1, 2, 3, three different things that make your life better. And if my life kind of gets enriched by that program, I have to work harder at creating that program. Really kind of put kind of some next level stuff in there beyond just the Flash, because I can spend time on Flash and convincing and all this kind of stuff. Just work really hard at selling, but have like very it's almost like the DMV. I'll give you an example. Government. DMV works for you. All right, so like I remember waiting for several hours. Like during the course of a week, I had to do two things. I had to get my license renewed. I had to pay the registration of my car. I had to do all this kind of stuff. I had to go to the courthouse to or wherever to get that kind of stuff done. There was, it seemed like 20, 30 people just ready to take your thing, ready to take your money. That was so smooth, in and out in 10 minutes. Went to the DMV, 3 hours. So when I'm working for the government, when I'm putting money into the government, it's smooth. Whew. When I'm getting something of value, like going to the DMV for a long time ago, I was helping a friend of mine with his driving test and stuff. I allowed him to use my vehicle for the driving test, waiting 3 hours for that. So it's like when the government works for me, it's one way, but me working for the government, it's very smooth, and the other way it's very clunky and takes too long and all that kind of stuff. Now that's just a possibility. Is everything like that? Is the system inherently flawed like that? I don't know. But I'm using that as a metaphor. Let's say it is. I'm not certain it is, but let's say it is. I'm using that as a metaphor for, let's say I create a system that A, B, and C. Your thoughts will be more clear. Yeah, you will be able to enjoy life a little bit more and see. Well, no, that's just your thoughts will be clearer and you'll be able to enjoy life. And two things. That's my program. Let's say I write a program and if you read this program, you do these exercises, you fill out the workbook. There's all sorts of things to it, and but I create two programs. One, I'm charging people for, and I have really good AdWords, and everything's all set up properly, and it's going through all the different social media, really targeting my audience, and really selling them to. And I don't have to I put so much work into selling it that I'm not, the work's not really going in the program. I put more work into selling it than I put into the program. It's kind of like when the power company spends $2 million on an ad showing how they spent $20,000 on solar panels. It's kind of like that. Yeah, we do everything else with coal, oil, and gas, but we do have these solar panels here, and we're spending this huge amount of money, this ad campaign, just to make you aware. We're spending $2 million to let you know we spent $20,000 on solar panels. Whatever, and that might be a little bit jaded and slight, but anyhow. But let's say the program is this, the same thing. Think clearer and enjoy life a little bit more. Maybe I'm changing it, but whatever. Deeper appreciation, clarity and appreciation, let's say. So that's the A, B in the system. Clarity, appreciation, and maybe even a third one, like I said, maybe vision. A clearer vision, you can really accurately predict your future with the system. Like, you want this, and you can manifest it by doing the hard work, and there is no manifestation without hard work, that kind of thing. Whatever it is, I don't know. So, so let's just say clarity and appreciation. Let's skip the vision thing. That just gets into a weird zone. Clarity and appreciation, and I work really hard at creating a program that I know is going to change people's lives, because a little bit like, hey, I don't get paid. I don't feel like a success unless I make money on this program, and I have these, let's say, really, and I don't, but I mean, I could probably fake it. But I've read enough things about people faking it and paraphrasing them and all that. But anyway, so like appreciation and clarity, or clarity and appreciation in that order. I write the system that's so deeper than the first system, because I know like every single person that gets this, I'm putting my best into it, and there's no way I'm getting paid unless it viably changes somebody else's lives. Like the pressure is there, the onus is on me, not just to get the product out the door, but to get the product. I'm gonna do a different. Believe it or not, the other thing felt like a stretch, but to create the best product. So it's like the tension, the stress, and I'm just going off the mouth here, but the tension, the stress, the drive, that is all being put towards creating the best product I can, because I have skin in the game on someone else's success. Someone else's success matters more to me because it's part of my success. So I believe in that model. And anytime I see somebody, instantly charging, something like $3,000 for a program that takes 5 weeks, and it's, it's just like, it's almost like a friend of mine's dad, growing up, I really looked up to this guy. He was an industrial psychologist, and he'd consult and do these programs and stuff. And I knew very little bit about it, but basically his system was he would set up basically just a binder of instructions. He would watch everything and set up like the big binder of instructions, I think it was. Not certain about the details in this. It could be, faulty of the, memory and whatnot. But like, basically, it's like, okay, the numbers in there, the best practices, all those kind of things were in there. And it's things beyond just best practices. You're not trying to, go for the industry standard with them. You're going beyond the industry, and you're bringing in best practices from other industries and all that kind of stuff. So it's really just a non-standard approach. And that was the cool thing about it. And maybe he was doing really advanced things like stacking placebos, and who knows. I'm not certain. I've never actually read one of his big binders. But anyway, the way he fed his family, the way he had the wealth to have the very nice house and all the kind of good things that were going on in his life was, he would say to the company, this is what you made last year, this is what you made, this is what you want to make, and with my system, you will make that, but every bit beyond that, I get 10%. So if you want to make, let's say, $100,000 in profit, at 100, after everything after $100,000 in profit, I get 10%. And he would do these systems, and he would work hard at it, spend months, and sometimes, supposedly quite a long time with these different businesses. And he'd just be living off the residuals for like 5 years, 10 years, just off of that. And it's just like, okay, I think it could probably, and I have no idea, but I'm guessing it might have been a stacked system, like, oh yeah, 10 years, or 10 years, and it's like 10%, 9%, 8%, and it's going down to 1 and then 0. And it's just like, okay, your business is going to be changed for the better because of all these things I'm implementing into the business to make it function that much better. And I believe he was not one of those people that's just like the simple answer. It's just like, oh yeah, fire, look for the people to fire and clear them out, that kind of thing. God, I remember I was at a restaurant that had something like that. They hired, I think what they did is there was a manager that was really stressed out, and the manager wanted vacation or something, so it was a weird thing, like the manager left, nobody knows why, and a new manager got hired, new kitchen manager, and that kitchen manager was a jerk and just treated everybody awfully. And so like all these people that had been there for years and years and years just started quitting, just dropping like flies, because this manager was so hard to deal with, and just always, nothing was ever good enough, and always just made going to work not fun. I remember just seeing the people drop like flies, and I stuck it out. I went through. I was just a lowly dishwasher at the time, and I just, okay, you can get mad at me if you want. I'm gonna do the best I can. That's all I can do. But if you got better tips, useful things, If you tell me, do it faster, okay, how? How do we break the sound barrier in this? Like, what specific practices, real world practices, are we talking about? Anyway, so we won't go into that, but eventually a whole bunch of people quit, and then they started hiring a new kitchen staff, and they got rid of that manager when they started hiring the new kitchen staff, and they brought back the old manager. So I think that old manager was secretly on vacation and just got tired of everybody, like a lot of the cooks were just making quote unquote too much money. The manager wanted to figure out a way to slim down the business, so hired somebody to be a jerk, and once all the people that were possible problems quit, then they hire the new staff, and then the manager becomes less of a jerk and gets out of there, and it was a total cleansing process, so that the kitchen was paying less to the people in there, and making more money for that manager, who might have been a part owner or something like that. So yeah, it's all very nebulous. It's all very underhanded. It's very, but beyond enlightened self-interest. Let's put it this way. Being able to screw other people over for your self-interest. But maybe it was a question of like, hey, unless we do this business is going to go under, and then it's like, I can figure out all sorts of excuses and justification for someone to do people dirty like that. And then again, the kitchen staff, there was one guy that was always like, his cell phone, if his cell phone was off, he would get phone calls on the landline at the restaurant, and I'm reasonably sure that guy was dealing cocaine. Yeah, because like I think he just didn't want to do it at his mom's house where he was living at the time, and I just think like he just didn't want these shady people, so he was just like, I'll just bring it to work and sell it to him at work after I'm done, and then after I'm done, like, drug dealer schedules or whatever, it's just like, I need that shit now, I got a date or whatever, and like, or I need to impress these women, so I need the white powder or whatever, and just dealing with those people, and he's like, it's money, hey, but yeah, getting rid of that silliness, and that was getting kind of weird. I remember that he asked for a ride, and I gave him a ride, and he picked up a friend, and that friend, I'm reasonably sure, was a crackhead, and then I was told not to go inside the place, but parked at a place, didn't seem like a crack house, but those two guys went inside, and I was just spinning my wheels, and I didn't realize it then, but I was like, what was the purpose of all that? Oh, they were probably getting high in a crack house, something like that. But yeah, after that time with them, I was certainly glad not to spend time with those guys, because I never got why so many people were excited to hang out with them. The crackhead and the dealer, and now I kind of get it. It was just like, okay, now I see why these people are just like so psyched to see you, because when you're spending time with them, they're high, and they're associating you with that high feeling. Probably also because you're distributing that. You're part of that whole distribution pattern. So back to associations. I'm very careful of the associations. Like I said, trying not to have a negative association with chin-ups by constantly failing at meeting my goal, and having that association. I remember at a job I had, this one guy just hated me. I was working the night shift. He'd come in the morning. He was doing maintenance, and I would be the first face he would see. And I didn't understand why gradually he just hated me more and more and more. And it was just, I'm just like, what did I do to upset you? Eventually, I kept on asking him stuff like that. Like, anytime he seemed very upset with me, and he'd just be like, nothing. I'm just like, okay, well, let me know if there's something I can do to make your life better or anything like that within reason. I'm willing to help out, and then just genuinely wanting to help. But you know, who knows? It's like he had a vendetta against me of some sort. Just was really bizarre, and I'm not trying to go into specifics about it, but I kind of realized after I left there what it was. He hated the beginning of the morning. He hated showing up for work. He hated having to be one of the first people there. And my face was the first face he saw when he was feeling bad and hating, his life. I hate this part of my life, He sees my face. I hate this part of my life. He sees my face. I hate this part of my life. Pretty soon, he hates my face. I like to believe that's what's happened. I'm pretty sure he never figured out the time I pissed in his Wheaties. No, I never pissed in his Wheaties or anything like that. Never did anything bad to the guy. But if I did do something bad, maybe he thought I did something bad to him, because he seriously thought, like, it seemed like I was, definitely not his favorite person. It's just like, he'd talk about people at work, and my name would come up. Fuck that guy. Whoa, all right. It's like, why does so-and-so hate you so much? Like, I have no idea. But hey, if you find out, let me know, and I'll try to make amends to it. I don't want, static in the workplace. I'd rather make this world a better place, even in the workplace. And he probably didn't deserve that tension early in the morning, but who knows? Everybody has their things. I'm willing to write him a pass for it. A little bit of stretch it out. Probably didn't do the stretches quite as correct as I should, but that's all right. Got some of it done. Later it shall be.